Hey kiddo, today we are going to change the oil on our Toyota Highlander 3.3 liter V6 front wheel drive. And instead of me doing most of it, I think I'm going to have you do most of it. I'll be there to help.
Okay.
But I think you're going to learn to change the oil today. You ready? I see you have a question. What's your question?
Do we use a pump or do we use a drainer?
Great question. Today we're going to do what's called a drain and fill. You watched me recently, check out the other Daddy Does It video. You watched me just recently do what's called a suck and fill of the oil in the transmission. Today we're going to do a drain and fill of the motor oil. You'll notice we have the car running because we want to warm the oil up just a little bit. It'll make it run. It'll make it drip faster, makes it less viscous. It makes it less grabby. All these words and more could be yours for the low price of understand that when you warm oil up, it is more runny.
Like if it's ice in the winter and it's water in the summer, like this is heating the ice liquids up.
Yeah, liquid that is warm runs faster, doesn't it? Even water does that. This isn't water, this is oil. Okay, you ready to get into it?
Yes.
Let's get into it. So you're gonna have to pop the hood. Do you remember how to do that?
A little, kind of. I think.
Right here, baby boy. Pull it. There we go. You're gonna put your hand right there, and there's a little lever for you to pull up with your finger. And then once it's pulled up, you can lift the whole thing. So go ahead and do that. Don't go too far. It's right here. Use your eyes. Do you see it right there?
Yeah.
There it is. Pick that lever up, and then we have to lift the hood, which is heavy. I can help with that part. There you go, heavy. Okay, now you lift that guy up. Yep. The post or the arm, and then it goes right in that hole right there.
There?
Yep. Stick it right in there. Boom. There. Look at that. You've got the hood up. Very good. Now, we have to empty the oil out of the bottom. But before we empty the oil out of the bottom, first thing we do is open up the top. Otherwise, we have a vacuum problem. It won't want to drain out very well. So we're going to take this guy right here and pull it off. Can you untwist?
This way.
Yep, lefty loosey. Ooh, it's a little hard, but you had it going. It's going. There's a good job. Okay, now we'll take that out and we'll put it right on top right here. And that actually looks pretty good. Okay, so then next, let's see how we get under the car. All right, so we took this old funnel. Just want to make sure all our parts are good and clean. You don't want to get any yuck into your engine. Any little bits of grime or dirt or anything can have a really bad effect on your engine. And so we're just going to go through and clean this guy really good. If I had brake cleaner, I would use that, but I don't right now. And so I'm just going to go through and just do a really thorough job with I use some water, and I'm going to use a shop rag. And okay, so it is time for us to put that pan underneath. Show me the pan. We're going to put that's our catch pan. That's going to catch the oil. And we're going to put that underneath the oil pan, which is right there. Here, let's try this. So let's go ahead and slide it under. And we'll go to right there because our bolt is right here. My finger's on it now. There it is. You need to put your wrench on this bolt right here. I think it's easier to lay on your back. So go ahead and lay on your back. And then scoot your body back there till you can see and get your arm right where you want it.
Here?
Right on that bolt. Now, lefty loosey, righty tighty. But you have to pretend like you're looking at it. And so that means that you don't want to go clockwise, you want to go counterclockwise. It's a 14 millimeter wrench, which I believe is the right one. Now, you might need a little help to get it started. Did it start? Let's see. Yeah, we did break it loose. Good job. I'm going to unscrew this bolt by hand. Well, we need to unscrew it by hand, but first we need to just loosen it a little bit. Am I going the wrong way? I am, aren't I? Okay, I think that's loose enough that we could start doing it by hand. So start unscrewing it, but wait. That's screwing in. We want to screw out this way, but you also want to keep pressure in this way so that you're pushing against the screw, like you're pushing the screw into its hole while you're unscrewing it. And then once it's all the way unscrewed, you pull the whole thing all at once real fast. Does that make sense? First time, keep unscrewing. Good job.
Push it in.
Pushing in and unscrewing, and then once it's free, you pull the whole thing real fast. And pull your hand away from the pan, like to over here. That's it. Now pull it out. Yeah, look at that, kid. You're draining your oil for the very first time. Nicely done. Now we take this. We're going to do some work on this. We'll get out from under the car. While that's draining, we'll go do some other stuff. Ready? Good job. All right, one thing we're going to want to do is replace this washer, which we can verify came with it. That's good. It came out. We'll take that out, well, in just a minute. And then we have some new ones over in here. Let's see if I can find those. I think they're right here. There they are.
First time, John.
You're doing a great job, and I'm very proud of you. Here are some aluminum washers. They're a little different than what we used last time, but they're what I'm trying to use going forward. So here they are. We'll get that, and we will replace this with that. Can you hold this camera for a second? So I can show what I'm doing. So I'm going to take this off. Pop. There it goes. And then I'm going to set that guy right on there. So this is ready to go back on when it's time. I'm also just going to wipe that off, make sure I didn't get any dirt on there. Remember, no dirt particles anywhere ever in an engine, right? Just going to wipe this off a bit. Clean it up. Didn't look like there's any junk in here that we need to clean up really, but I'll wipe that up too. Why not? And then lastly, we'll put that guy on there. This is ready to go on. So I'm going to put him right here for when it's time.
Dad?
Save him right there. Yep.
What kind of wrench do you need to use for that? Like, what kind of wrench was that?
So that was, you can tell what kind it is. This is called an open end wrench, this side. And that's what we use to actually break the bolt loose because it was really on there. And then this side, see how this side's open and this side's closed? So this is called an open end wrench and this is called a box end wrench. Now this has 12 point, probably be better to get a 6-point wrench for things like brake calipers and stuff that's really, really hard on there, but stuff that's not too hard to break loose, this is perfect for. And this was a gift from Bernie. That's right. Thank you, Lynn and Margie and Bernie. Okay, next. Let's go see how we're doing down below. Will you take a look at the oil pan? Is it still dripping?
Yes, but barely.
Here, come look from this side. That'll be easy to see because the light won't be in the way. So how's that oil doing? Is it still dripping?
Barely.
Just barely. Okay. You know, I know some folks who keep going and going and going and going. Once it's dripping like that, I feel like we're there. Stop that. One neat thing about cars like this one is that it's high enough up off the ground that you can get your body under there, you can get the pan under there, and you can actually drain the oil without having to jack the car up. Some cars are so low that you can't get the pan underneath, and so you actually have to jack the car up to be able to drain the oil. Thankfully, on this Highlander and also on our Suburban, you can just kind of crawl under there on your own and take care of business. So we're going to go take care of the next step, which is the oil filter. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We're missing a cowl that goes right here. And actually, I don't mind that at all because it makes it so that all of this is super easy to grab at. Now, the oil filter is right there. I'll show you. It's hard to see on this camera because my Wix oil filter is black. But there it is, right there. And now if I could just rest this here for a second, I'll show you. Here is my oil filter. It's right here. I'm grabbing it right now. See? I'm holding around it right now. Now hang on, I'll show you after I show us on the camera, okay? And so I need to move this guy to where it's right underneath that oil filter. So it's going to be right about there.
Right
below there. And I'm also keeping it where that dripping back there is still allowed to drip into it. Almost forgot. Daddy is a magnet head, and so we have to be sure to pull the you did me a magnet that Dad puts on the oil filter off before we pull the filter. Next, can you go get me the Jarhead's rubber jar top opener from the kitchen? Like it's a hurry run thing.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, bud. Yep. All right, so admittedly the oil filter is probably the hardest part of this process, and it's because you got to spin it on. I always put it on by hand, tight enough for me to be able to get it back off, but I typically need one of these guys. Love these jar heads. These are for taking mason jar tops off because, well, Daddy also makes sauerkraut. Sometimes the sauerkraut makes the salt in it, makes the metal jar tops kind of almost like rust to the tops, and this helps you get it off. It also helps with oil filters. Just like this. Ready? Here we go. I put it on there, I grab real hard, and then come on now. It's coming, but it's not popped yet. Come on. It's coming. Come on now. There it goes. And then now, there she blows. There she blows. And off it comes. Try and spill as little as possible. Now I'm going to take it and actually empty it into my pan so that it's not spilling when we go put it in the box for later. Okay, that's the oil filter off. Good job. Now we need to prep our new oil filter. You ready for that? Mm-hmm. Let's go do it. All right, so I'm going to take the new one, the old one. They are the same, as you can see. And then I'm going to take a little of this oil here, and I'm going to just put it around the rim here. That's going to lube up the O-ring, nice and lubed up good. Now it looks like the old O-ring came with this one. That's good. It didn't stay connected to the housing up underneath the car. But even still, we're going to have to go up there and make sure that it's clean before we put this guy in. So let's go grab a shop rag. We'll climb back up under the car, and we will make sure the housing is nice and clean, okay? Okay, we're going to get back underneath the car. We're going to check the housing for any residual junk from the old O-ring, and then we're going to put this new one on. I'm just going to put just a little bit more oil on there just to feel nice and lubricated, and then we will jump under there and do that. In fact, you know what I can use? I can use this right here. This old oil right here can lubricate this no problem, and all of a sudden we're good. That's going to be great. Plenty. Then let's get under there and make sure it's clean, shall we? Keep the engine clean. Remember that Sturgill Simpson song? Yeah. Motor. All right, there it is, right there. And so I'm gonna get this rag up here. Clean it off real good. Doesn't feel like there's any yuck on it. It feels nice and soft, and not soft. It feels nice and flat, like there's no deposits stuck on there or anything. So there's our oil filter housing. Do you want to grab the oil filter from on top of the engine block? Do not drop it. It's super important it stays clean. Okay, we've got our new oil filter. And here it comes right into place. We're going to screw it on. Do this by hand because you want to make sure it does not get cross-threaded. It's super important.
Dad, what's cross-threaded?
That means if you try to force something onto the threads of like a screw and it's not straight, you can mess with the way the screw is threaded, like the pitch of the screw. And then once it's messed with, you can't fix it. Okay, so we're spinning it on now, as you can see. Okay, now hand tighten. I'm going to tighten my hand and then use one good jar head push. Where's that jar head thing? As you can see, I'm still able to spin it a little bit now. Here's my jar head. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, that's on there. Now, let's put the drain bolt back in. All right, and let's be sure to put our magnet back on there. Here we go. There you go. Easy peasy. Still got your gloves on?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Come on right down here. Careful not to get that dirty at all. See right there? That's where you're going. Yep. Move that oil pan if you need to.
There.
That's it. Into the hole. Nice and straight. You can scoot up more if you need to. Nice and straight. Scoot up further if you need to. Having trouble finding it? You want me to start it for you? Yeah. Okay. All right, so you can go ahead and screw that in real tight. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. When it stops going, let me know.
Stop.
Okay, we'll get the wrench now. All right, let's just finish it up here, righty-tighty. You could probably use that box end and make it easier because it's ratcheting. Make sure it goes to the right, and if it doesn't, then good. Oh, here, let me put my thumb on it, and that'll make it ratchet better. Go ahead. Big full swaths. That's it. That's it. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's starting to feel right. That feels right, doesn't it? There you go. Nice and tight. Okay, Daddy will finish it up.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, I'll take the box, the opening. Oh, that's nice and tight, kid. Good job.
Thanks.
Filters on, drain bolts on. Time to fill up the oil. All right, our last step is to fill it with oil. So we're gonna take our funnel here. I hope that's the right one. It's the one we cleaned.
Which kind of oil?
Just like that. There we go. And we're going to use this Valvoline. Looking at you, Donut Bros. Valvoline Full Synth High Mileage 5 Weight 30 Motor Oil. And that's what's right for this girl. She's got 128,000 miles on her, so that is definitely a high mileage beast. And 5 Weight 30 is the right type. And Valvoline, I believe, is the first ever motor oil company, so you know they're reputable. Love my Donut Bros. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, next. Let's get the top off of this guy. You can see it comes sealed so that it doesn't leak in transportation while it's getting to you. Okay, almost there. Stay on target. Almost there. There we go. Very good. Now, we don't want to get any dirty hands in there, right? No dirt in the engine. You tape it, I mean video camera it, showing my age, tape it. And then in it goes.
I notice a difference.
Look at the difference in the color, huh?
Yeah.
What do you notice?
It's yellow, not dark.
That's right.
Black.
That's right. What did we learn about oils when they get hot?
It's like they cook.
Yeah,
they
right.
get burned a little.
That's right. And when they get burned, they get dirty. And when they get dirty, they get dangerous for the engines or the transmissions, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's why we keep the engine clean. Mm-hmm. Motor oil is motor oil. Just keep the engine clean. Keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, I'll stop there. God, I love that Sturgill Simpson. Okay, we're almost there, so I want you to be able to finish it. I will hold this, and you can come pour it in. Pour slowly, okay? Because you don't want to have it come over the top. So go slow. Slow is smooth.
And smooth is fast.
That's right.
Like this.
Looking good, kid. Looking good. Almost there. Pour the last bits out. There you go. We did it. That's all of it. Now put the top on it.
Don't want to cross.
Yep, don't cross thread it. Always a good idea to practice not cross threading. Good job. Do you know where the extras go? Do you remember how to put that on? Can I show you how to put it on?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is find the writing. We want the writing to end up that way up.
Yeah.
But we have to turn it. So we're going to put it in like this, there, and then now tighten it. There you go. That looks good, huh? There you go. Boom. Now we're going to go light the car up, let the oil kind of circulate through the system, and we are done. Okay, so we are going to take our old oil, put it into one of these old cans, and then we can take this and return it to, go recycle it, is what I mean, at the auto store.
Wait, you can recycle oil?
That's right. The responsible thing to do with your motor oil is to recycle it. We care about the environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we always take all our old motor oil. Look, it was definitely ready. 5,000 miles. It was definitely ready.
Will it make it nice and yellow again?
Yeah, it's nice and happy. Our engine will be nice and happy for another 5,000 miles.
5,000?
Uh-huh. So at 133, we'll do this again. Right now we're at 128,000. Okay, good enough for me. Now, we're gonna go put this away where we have a whole big stack of old motor oils, because we really need to go take them all in.